All right, this definitely deserves a video. Got a 2001 Ford Ranger 4.0 V6 four-wheel drive manual starter replacement. Starter doesn't come out. Ridiculous the way they made this. So if you're working on it, you get the starter somewhat loose. You can cut the sides off and yank it out. But the starter gets stuck between the frame, the diff, and the engine. So in my opinion, the way to do it is you got to lift up the motor mounts on the driver's side, kick the engine over, and you can pull it out. So here we go. This is why I'm making a video. Ford made it so you can't get the starter out. Hitting the differential and the engine block. So what we're going to do is loosen up the motor mount on the driver's side. There's two studs, it's 18 millimeter. Loosen them up, and then it should kick the engine over and slide this starter right out. Run a long extension to a swivel to an 18 mil to the both studs on the top of the motor mount. Loosen this out. This is what I use to get the motor mount. It's a short 18 on a swivel and multiple extensions, so you can disconnect this extension to get underneath the mount better. Now if the motor mount loose, turn the starter and it drops right out. With the motor mount loose, put a jack underneath it, underneath the engine, and you're gonna go. What I did is between the engine and transmission, lift it up just enough to where your fan still clears. You don't hit the fan blades into the fan shroud and break nothing. You just gotta come up a little bit, like an inch. Off the nuts and lock washers, and we'll slide the starter back in place. Slightly angle, pick it up. What I'm gonna do from here is twist this around after it's up in here, and I'm going to mount the wires to it first and then push it all the way back in. Putting the small wire on first, then the lock washer, and then the nut. Small nut's a 10 millimeter, and then the bigger nut will be a 13. Here, with the small wires on, you're gonna push the starter up enough just to get the positive terminal onto the solenoid, and then do the same thing with the lock washer and the nut. Put them both on. Lift the starter in place, push it in. We're gonna put the studded bolt nut on first. Bottom bolt's in, snugged up, and then we're gonna put the top bolt in. I'm keeping this one loose so I can align the starter, get the top bolt in. Now grab the ground wire, stick that on the stud, and put that nut on top. Drop this engine back down. Let's hook it up and hook the battery. Hook the battery back up.